Hey, and welcome back. If it's your first time joining us, we're so glad to have you here. If you're dealing with a tough time, you are in the perfect place.
So grab a cozy seat and join us as we explore the challenges of life together. Armed with friendship, a genuine desire to help, and a bit of laughter along the way. This is Rising from Ash, where every Thursday we tackle a new experience together.
With that, let's get to it.
Hey everyone, welcome back.
Hello again. Thanks for joining us today. I have realized upon doing this whole podcast that I thought it was going to be an easy release, which obviously it's not easy. Nothing's easy, or everybody would do it. It's definitely had its challenges, but I thought it would just be this easy process of, I'm just going to get everything out there and heal. And I realized that the stories that I want to share have become harder to share than I had anticipated. Because when you have a story to share, you're not the only one who's affected. There's other people who are characters in that story. And my healing is for healing, not hurting. And I don't want to name or hurt any of those people that may have taken part in the reason for me needing healing in the first place.
Right. And I feel the same way, but they didn't care about our feelings when they hurt us, whether it was intentional or unintentional. We're not wanting to throw anybody under the bus, but we do want to be able to share our story. And that's the way that we can heal from it, is if we release it and get it out instead of just stuffing it down. So being a people pleaser, being kind and compassionate and empathetic, we don't want to hurt anybody. But at the same time, we're not going to stifle our voices because somebody else...
Make somebody more comfortable.
Exactly.
Stifle your voice just to make somebody else more comfortable. And I get that a lot of stuff is unintentionally done, and it's not like holding anything against the person for what we went through. It's more of, yeah, you didn't mean to hurt me, but you did.
Exactly.
And there's real vulnerability in that. There's real truth in that. And it's definitely not to hurt anyone. I just want it to be known that definitely anything that is said on the podcast or stories that are shared, if they hit you in a rough space, it is definitely not intentional on this end. I'm not trying to hurt anybody, but I don't feel like people really get a good grasp of what I have or you have genuinely been through in order to want to help others heal. Because it's a very scary place. It can be a very dark place. It's a very isolating place. It's very lonely.
It is.
When you're hurting, or if you never do the healing, where you don't understand why you feel the way you do. And there's so many people who self-medicate, alcohol, drugs, etc., self-harming ways that they choose to self-medicate to get themselves out of their heads, out of the pain that sometimes they don't even understand why they feel the way they do, or why they feel the need to numb the pain. Where's the pain coming from? If you don't heal and you don't look in the rearview mirror, you're not going to see what potholes you ran over. You don't know what's causing you the damage that you have now. So you have to be able to start that whole healing, but there's healthy ways.
Yeah, and you need to be able to face it, because if you don't face it, like you said, if you're going to the alcohol and the drugs and the self-medicating and the possibly self-harm or whatever, that's just masking it. That's putting a Band-Aid on it. It's not getting to the root of it, and it's not going to make it go away. Alcohol's a depressant, so you're going to feel it more by drinking, or you're just kind of pacifying until you get sober again, and then the pain or emotions
and it comes back magnified.
Absolutely.
So it's like the more you do it, the more you've got to do to numb it, because your resistance builds up, and then it's this constant cycle of trying to outrun your pain.
Yep, and avoiding it at all costs.
Like, I don't want to face this. Oh, it's catching back up to me, so now I'm going to run faster, which is taking more and more and more. And you can't outrun your pain. It's going to catch back up to you. I like to tell people who, there's those people who literally pick up and move, and I'm like, you're not getting rid of your pain. you're literally taking the same baggage, the same problems, stuffing them into a suitcase and bringing them with you wherever else you go. And as soon as you get comfortable and you unpack that luggage, it's there with you. It's following you anywhere you go.
Within you.
Yeah,
it's
you can't just, unless you actually do the work to heal from, or at least face what hurt you, you're never going to heal. And what is the saying? If you don't heal from what hurt you, you'll bleed on people who did not cut you.
Oh, I like that one. That's a good one.
It's a little shorter. I couldn't remember the pain and the same and the pain.
When the pain of remaining the same is greater than the pain of change, you change. So it's like your comfortability. When I'm comfortable. But then when your pain gets more
intense,
intense than your comfortability, you're like, something's got to give.
Yeah, exactly. There's a point where anybody who's gone through mental stuff or emotional stuff or anything in this world that has really affected you, I feel like there comes a point where it hurts so bad and you're sitting back like, I can't do this. I can't feel this way anymore. I'm tired of feeling like this, and something's got to give.
Change.
Yeah, It's got to change. It's got to give.
I can't keep doing this.
Mm-mm.
It's no way to live either. It's not. It's depressing. You're just coasting through life. It's just like a blur. You're not like participating in it. You're not enjoying yourself. If you're running from your pain, that's constantly something that's on
the back of your mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rather than just being able to be like free from that pain, have that burden and that weight lifted off your shoulders and feel light and be able to enjoy life.
I agree. And it takes a lot of courage to do that. And there are so many different ways too. People think counseling. That's one of the first things that comes to mind when you're thinking about healing, which is great to have a professional on your side to help you through it. Definitely, I always recommend counseling. However, there are other ways. Maybe you've tried counseling and it just wasn't for you. Some people, they have a really hard time opening up, or they're not quite ready to do that yet.
Or they haven't had a good fit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's counselors too. I mean, people will see one counselor and be like,
screw this, I'm done.
I can't. No, they're not for me. But not every counselor is for every person.
You have to find a good fit,
for
sure. To feel comfortable with them, to open up and share with them.
Absolutely. Or somebody who specializes in whatever you went through. And sometimes you don't understand in the beginning, but once you start to discover what you went through, if that counselor that you're seeing or that person you're talking to doesn't match the pain, then you need to find somebody now that you have a word for it and you know what you're dealing with. You can find somebody who specializes in that.
Some are like children, some are adolescents.
Some deal with
divorce.
Domestic and divorce, or they're specialize in certain things, abuse or whatever. Yeah, there's different counselors for different things. Marriage counselors or relationships. So there's so many different ones.
Their specialty that they prefer, and if it's something that they like, then it's probably going to be a better fit than somebody who's like more generalized in everything and going to them.
Exactly. So everybody has theirs. So definitely worth seeing someone and trying it out. And if the first one you go to doesn't work, try again. Or there are other means to healing outside of self-medicating. So we have like counseling, or I know some people do
journaling or having a hobby that they like
self-help.
Yeah, because that just boosts your self-esteem. It boosts your endorphins by doing something that you enjoy. If it's photography or gardening or
something that you love, a hobby or something like that.
Positive hobby.
Positive. Pick up a positive hobby. Exactly.
A healthy hobby.
Healthy hobbies are great.
Working out.
Yeah, that's a great one. And that's one of those things. It's slow to go, but once you get into it again, it's a lot easier. There's also, some people do holistic herbs and plants or the way that they eat, or there's so many things. You can look into the holistic side of things. A lot of people swear by that for sicknesses, mentally and physically. Ailments, they choose holistic or crystal work, Reiki. Is that how you pronounce it? Reiki?
Yep.
There's so many acupuncture. Yep, that's another one. There's so many different.
It's like breath work
outlets. Yeah, you probably know more than I do.
EFT, which is like tapping on a different meridian. There's like so many different things, and it's kind of like a toolbox. And you or a buffet. Take what works for you, or take what you want. Leave the rest. Like some things may work for one person, and they may not work for another, and that's okay. Not everything is meant for everybody.
Yeah. Completely agree. So there's all these, And I know that there's always been a stigma around the whole mental health too, or around any of these things. Maybe somebody looks at Reiki like, oh, that's crazy, or counseling, oh, that's crazy, or this or that, or oh, that's crazy. But if it works for you, who cares what anybody else has to say? Because you're healing yourself. And I know it's easier said than done because we all, maybe not all, but yeah, I think everybody to some extent doesn't want to be judged or doesn't want to look quote unquote crazy or whatnot. So being comfortable enough with yourself, getting to that point that it really is okay to do whatever means is the best for you. As long as it's a healthy outlet, 100% go for it. Right. And it doesn't mean it's crazy. I've had people specifically tell me that your counselor's a quack. All counselors are quacks, and just down talk the whole counseling thing and always turn it into a joke or always turn it into...
Well, that's a reflection of them.
Yeah, it's like, okay, well, this is what helps me. I feel like a lot of people who look down on counseling are probably the ones who should go to counseling because they have a lot of issues that probably should be unhealed. Yeah, their own unhealed traumas and stuff that need to be discovered, and it's painful to look at that. So what's easier? Is it easier to do the work and look at it and do the work? Or is it easier to make fun of and make a mockery of and turn away from and try to get other people on your side too to turn away from this, But yeah. So I think that those who are unhealed have a harder time of recognizing these things as helpful because they're not willing to do it themselves.
Or not being open-minded about it.
Or not being open-minded. There's a lot of people who are very closed-minded. So, and that's okay, to each his own, but just know that
whatever works for you, run with it.
Yeah.
Utilize it.
If it helps you mentally and gets you into a good place, then who cares what anybody else says? If it keeps you happy, healthy, thriving, do it. You don't have to do it to please anybody else. And that's the hardest thing to accept is not everybody's going to like you. Not everybody is always going to agree with the things that you choose. And that's okay because you are the only one you really, truly have to be with.
And you don't need to have other people's permission to do these different modalities. Because sometimes, like I've mentioned in the past, I feel like I need permission to do things because I'm like, oh, I don't know about this. Should I do this? Should I not? If you're being drawn to it, if it feels like something that you want to do, by all means, do it. Like it. Just do it.
Just do it.
So use those modalities. And it might trigger some people. They might be upset if you're using them, especially if you're in a relationship with them possibly, or, it's a family dynamic and they know that you're going to seek help for your healing and they know the situation and they might be hurt by it or upset by it, or it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Just like we said at the beginning of this episode, we're not trying to hurt people on our healing journey. And by we, I mean anyone on their healing journey, not just Ash and I. You don't want to hurt anybody. But at the same time, you didn't want to get hurt in the first place. So it's your turn to heal and do whatever you need to do to get yourself to a point where you're feeling better. And it's not like you're maliciously out there MFing the people that hurt you. And if you are, if that's the way you need to heal, that's the way you need to heal.
Yeah. But some people aren't meant to be in our lives, or if there's people who can't accept the things they've done to you to hurt you and they have no remorse for it, you have to be at a point to decide, okay, well, I want these people in my life regardless, even if they don't admit they hurt me or they're hurting me by the things they're saying while I'm trying to heal, or, or not being supportive, or you draw boundaries and you say, okay, well, I love you, but I'm going to limit my time around you because you don't, like-minded people hang around like-minded people. And if they're not supporting you or helping you in your journey or making you take steps back or stop and pause on the stair, then you need to draw a boundary with that person and only let them in so far or so close. You can't hang on to every word everybody says. And it's really hard when it's somebody that you truly care about a lot or you really respect their opinion. You want to please them or make them happy. And then if they don't agree, it can be really hurtful.
As far as you were saying about your group of people, you start taking on traits and personalities. The 5 people you hang out with the most, you're an average of all 5 of them. So if you're feeling impacted by something that somebody's doing, like you said, remove yourself, because whether you like it or not, or are aware of it or not, them being that close to you and having that much access to you affects you.
Absolutely. Completely agree with that. I know we've mentioned it before, but again, for those who do need help or support or need help finding it, feel free to reach out, as well as check out any of the resources that we have linked. Any of these could be good tools for you to put in that toolbox, things to try. If you're interested in any of the more holistic approaches or, Reiki, etc., we do have some friends and people that we've talked to who want to come on and talk a little bit more in depth, and maybe on one of these episodes soon, somebody can come on and talk. I know somebody who does Reiki and that, who can come on and talk about how it's really helped them, why they've turned to it, and the reasoning why that was what helped them through their journey. So there's lots of different outlets, and maybe hearing a more personalized story from someone else can help you make that choice for yourself too. So we will have that coming on, or if there's somebody you'd like to talk to, or if you guys specialize in any of these things, or have something that you've tried and you would love to promote yourself, or come on and talk a little bit and at least promote like your healing and what helps you, that could definitely help somebody else. And we would love, love, love to hear from you.
Yes, we would.
Take care. We really appreciate you spending your time with us today. Hopefully something resonated with you.
We can't wait to have you back next week. Until then, take care of yourself, and always remember, it's never too late to start healing.
Just a friendly reminder, we are not professionals. If you or someone you know needs help, we encourage you to check out the professional services we have linked below.